For World Speech Day 2018, participating countries have increased.
Монголчууд дэлхийд ямар байрсуултай залуучууд нь дэлхийд дуу хоолойгоо яаж хүргэдгийг харуулах нэгэн бодит жишээ болж байгаа юм байна.
I appreciate that this is a very good example that Mongolian youth can make a voice to the world's expression.
Шилбэрийн 3-р сарын 15-нд Дэлхийн ИЛТГЭЛИЙН өдөр зохиодог бөгөөд Монгол энэхүү өдрийг Тоастмастерс Монгол бүрийн байгууллага 3 дахь жилдээ зохион байгуулж тэмдэглэн өнгөрүүлж байна. Энэ жилийн ИЛТГЭЛИЙН Насан Туршийн Боловсрол орны сэдвийн дор зохион байгуулалтаар болж Дэлхийн 100 гаруй орон нэгэн зэрэг нэгэн сэдвийн дор нэгдэж хүний эрх боловсролын дуу хоолойгоо бүрдүүлж байгаа Монгол улсын Хүний Эрхийн Үндэсний Комисстой хүн байна.
I would like to give some focus to the relationship between human rights and education. Briefly, human rights are inherent entitlements that come to every person because of being human.
Making, right to engage in creative work in cultural, artistic and scientific fields, right to be elected and to elect, and right to free domestic law of numerous countries. In a nutshell, it's known that human rights approach to education can bring a real change.
Which is anyone can cook. Welcome to Timothy Moment.
When a young boy cries in public, he'll be told, "Don't be like a bald baby." When he expresses his opinions, he'll be told, "Don't complain like a girl." When he wants to write a poem or wants to paint a painting and wants to cake a bake, he'll be told, "Man up, because one day you'll be a houseful man, you need to be responsible." When he starts acting differently, his sexual orientation will be questioned. And I ask, regardless of shape, is it wrong to seek love? In the end, it's the only thing that makes us human. It makes our lives deeper and richer and more meaningful, like nothing else.
Well, in 1992, when I went to the evening university, I asked my mom to find a part-time job for me. She found this factory where most people were deaf. And she told me, well, these are people just like us. But only difference you will have working with them, they speak different language. So this different language was sign language. It was very fascinating to watch the facial expression, hand movement and gesture. It was very interesting. So by the way, deaf people prefer to be called deaf instead of hearing impaired or deaf and dumb.
Mongolia has a legacy of respecting human rights, freedom, justice, and national unity. As a member of the United Nations, it has ratified over 20 international instruments.
Introversion is far cry from being shy. Shyness is fear of social judgment, but introversion is more about how do you respond to the stimulation, including social stimulation. Carl Jung, the psychologist who first popularized the gesture term, said that there is no such thing as a pure introvert or a pure extrovert. He said that such a man would be in a lunatic asylum if he existed at all. And some people fell smack in the middle of both introvert and extrovert spectrum, and we call these people ambiverts. It means we all have signs of both introversion and extroversion. But for individuals, one of them dominates. For me, it's introversion.
We all have voices, am I right? We have all the things that we can hope for. We hope for peace, we hope for love, we hope for justice.
I'm Girl. I work for the Mongolian National Federation of the Blind. The main goal of our organization is to support visually impaired people to participate in the society on an equal basis with others. In my brief presentation, I would like to talk a little bit about how visually impaired kids, the right to access quality education are violated in Mongolia. You know, according to the data from the government, particularly in the Ministry of Labor and the Social Welfare, there are around 10,000 kids with disabilities. Among them, 12% is visually impaired kids. You know, in Mongolia, only one special school for the blind kids are located in Ulaanbaatar. In that school, there are 108 visually impaired kids. Other 9,900 kids with disabilities are out of school. They are not studying at the school. They just live in their home, doing nothing. So it's really pity. Why those children cannot access the education? Because the school environment is not accessible for them.
We are living in 21st era, the beginning of technological age. The increase of human rights, but on the other hand, we are coming to an end. You may wonder why we are going to an end, why we are going so powerful and becoming more intelligent.
According to what I found out, countries are defining life learning by linking it with labor force development. Some countries are trying to build competitive and dynamic knowledge-based economy in the world that is capable of sustainable growth with more and better job spaces. Lifelong learning is seen as important for the individual's personal development, for the development of democracy and social life, and for ensuring that humanistic values are upheld in work and life. I'm an entrepreneur. I believe for today I'm working as an ambassador of many young business ladies in my country on this stage.
Okay, have you ever asked the question as, who am I? Or who do I have to be? Then I believe that each person is unique. There are 7 billion people in the world, but nobody has the same finger mark as yours. And have you ever seen the voice recognition security system in the movie? There's no one can make a sound like yours. Isn't it amazing?
I think like your new glasses. I think it looks great on you. Those two words, my childhood's miserable memories. If you wear glasses, you can understand this position. I think so. This conversation is always breaks human rights. So what is human rights? Maybe it's the most important thing and strongest thing in the world, probably. Maybe it's the only one way that can get education and live more comfortable in the world. And yet many people have some experience when they claim their human rights and they feel afraid and terrible. So why is that? How can you claim our human rights perfectly? How can we live more comfortable in the world? But here's the one thing. there is always super and masterminds always rubrics our human rights. So what are they? Let's start one thing. That's we have rights to express our opinion, right? We have freedom to get education.
How can we become a better? I have just one answer with this question. Respect. Ethics of human beings. This is not something we just ignore.
I am not legend, but anybody can't stop my free speech.
Worse, they teach the children not to pay attention. When they see something like this, it's
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I believe it's not too late.